Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Arturelia movie/TV shows room discussions, where we just talk about movies or TV shows.
Because we're in a room talking about movies
and TV shows. But today,
yes,
I think since it's the month of Halloween, I'm going to talk about, well, my cousin's got top 15 horror films.
Yeah, I couldn't decide on 10.
I
was going to throw in a couple of honorable mentions, but I'm like, well, I can just keep going to 15. And if I really wanted to, I could probably go to 20, but we're not going to do that. I don't want you to bore to death. I'd hate to have that on my conscience.
And all I would probably be able to talk about is just maybe 3 TV shows. I'm not sure, probably. Just because. But I will be talking about a few things of horror that he mentions. By the way, there is one thing we recently saw tonight. Lights Out.
Yeah, we did see Lights Out just a little bit ago, and it was pretty good.
I think
it's too early to say if I'd put it... Oh, spoiler, it's not on my list. Spoiler! Spoiler!
For me, Conjuring and that are the best modern horror films, because some horror films just seem like a repetitive thing.
I mean, modern horror film, I just don't
Those
know.
two are the good.
Well, what do you consider modern, really? I mean, honestly.
Well, maybe Lights Out, probably. I mean,
2010 and up?
I don't know. It just depends. I usually don't like horror films that kind of end with, like, oh, no, you didn't
like Insidious. Insidious wasn't bad. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Not really.
So, since I have the short amount, I might as well go first. Well,
go ahead.
If I want to talk about live action, well, there's The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I'm sure all of you have seen that horrific episode we saw last night.
If you didn't, Glenn dies.
Abraham as well. And the sad part is...
Carl gets his arm chopped off. Or does he?
The one thing also is that I had a dream about Negan, so that's kind of a nightmare. But, yeah, that's kind of a Halloween thing every single October. And, it's pretty good. I mean, sometimes the writing can be a little bit lame when it comes to stupid stuff. But it's still not bad enough for me to not stop watching. It's still good.
Okay.
Then there's Scooby-Doo. I mean, Scooby-Doo's like mystery stuff.
My favorite cartoon of all time.
Not to mention my favorite movie is Zombieland. The Zombieland one.
Zombie Island.
Zombie Island? Oh, yeah. Zombie Island.
Zombieland.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Scooby-Doo is kind of almost like a Halloween thing, sort of. But...
yeah, I'd put it as Halloweenish.
Now, we go even further to another country far, far away, Japan.
And a galaxy far, far away.
Which we have dubbed their cartoons anime type. There are at least... I'm sure there's a lot, but the only 2 that I can say...
Sorry about that.
That have, like, Halloweenish type feel. I'll go with this one first, Soul Eater, because that has a Halloween feel. My cousin recently watched some of it. You have to admit, it has a Halloween feel to it. It kind of reminded me of Nightmare Before Christmas, sort of.
I guess. I don't know. I put more of a comedy touch to
it,
but I guess there's some...
It's, alright, it's not horror, it's more comedy mixed with Halloween type tribute, maybe? Even with historical characters like Jack the Ripper, I mean, that's...
Al Capone,
and even Rasputin.
Rasputin.
It's pretty good. I will note, it's the ending I have an issue with. It's not bad, it's kind of corny. I'm sure if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The books actually, to tell you the truth, were better. But it's not bad.
Wait a sec, so if I beat Al Capone and the witch both, let's see here, 99 Haitian souls plus 1 witch soul, I can make Tsubaki a death scythe right there, just like that! Well, that settles it! Come on, let's hurry up and get going! Blackstar!
If you are an anime fan and want to have a Halloween treat, this is something to go by.
Or if you want a trick! Well, I don't know what I'm going to say.
And the last one I don't have. This would be considered pretty dark. I mean, it's horror, but it's not scary. And they made actually 2 versions of this. One follows the book, the other doesn't, somewhat, but doesn't. Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate. The original's pretty good. It's got a guy in there that I recognize from Medal of Honor. He always briefs you well. Apparently, he pretty much briefs the Hellsing organization. And then they have a pet vampire named Alucard that hunts vampires.
So he's like Blade,
Sort of.
but demonic and wears a red cape and has 2 guns.
He has 2 guns. He wears a hat. He
So
wears
Blade
the glasses.
wears a black cape, sort of. Trench coat.
In Hellsing Ultimate, they expand that more and follow the books. And here's what I noticed about Hellsing Ultimate. It's more of action.
Kind of like Blade.
And really horror, but not scary.
Have you seen Blade?
No, but I want to watch it.
It's probably a movie you'd like if you're into that.
Yeah, and then there's a TV show made by the same people that made Blade, which I want to watch.
You probably like Blade now.
Yeah. I gotta thank Hellsing for getting me into vampire genre to begin with.
Yeah, Blade. Yeah.
So, and then Hellsing Ultimate, like I said, follows the books and is really good. It's horror, yes, and it actually is even worse than the original in some ways, the violence. And yeah, I mean, Alucard's got to be the most badass vampire to kill other vampires. I mean, I kid you not. I mean, I don't want to spoil much, but he's like a crazy version of Dracula who works for the Hellsing organization.
Dracula backwards
Was-
spells
yeah.
what?
The crazy catch is
Tell me.
he was defeated by Van Helsing. There's a reason why he's even working with his great granddaughter, I think.
Great. But
the crazy thing about this,
grandmother.
but the crazy thing about this version of him is the fact that no matter what you do, no matter how many times you shoot, I mean, obviously he can't die. He's the king of vampires, and he has a thrill of getting shot at, like thousands of times, and then just keeps laughing. I mean, really, he enjoys the pain of it, which is crazy. I mean, in a sense, I kind of just laugh at him because he likes the thrill of getting shot at. And then after he lets you think you're winning, then he just tears you to smithereens.
Oh my God! What in the hell are you?
It's like, okay. Overall, yeah, this
Seems
is...
like he has some deep psychological problems.
There is.
Kind of like me, but hey, I'm still kicking, right, boys? Right, boys?
To tell you the truth, there is an Ultimate which follows the books. There is actually a deeper thing with him. But overall, those 2 definitely Halloween specials. I would definitely check them out. Now, let's move on to your top
15 horror movies. No, these aren't necessarily the greatest horror movies of all time. These are just some of my favorites. So if you don't agree with this list, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. I just didn't. But this is my list. So here we go. And I had some trouble doing this. I might, regret putting things above other things and not making lists and boom, bada bing, bada boom, ba. But, bing, bing, boom, boom.
Ding, ding.
China! Alright, here we go. We'll start. Alright, boys and girls, hold on to your butts. With number 15, I was going to do 10, but I couldn't do it, so we'll do 15. John Carpenter's The Thing. Now, yes, this is the John Carpenter who directed Halloween.
Really?
Yes, really, yes. Did you not know that? Now you do. Actually, this is a remake, sort of. Like, this isn't...
That ain't the real one?
Well, there was something else that was kind of not really like this. It was in the 50s. A thing... Something. I don't know. I'm going to get some hate mail for this one. But, Kurt Russell, who's been in a lot of John Carpenter films, honestly. He's in this. Big Trouble in Little China, I think that was John Carpenter. Escape from L.A., Escape from New York.
Was that
maybe.
made in the 80s? I'm sure it was.
A lot of cult movies. But this one's maybe the more popular out of those.
That's an 80s film, right?
Yeah, 1982. It's sci-fi horror. It's pretty eerie, kind of gross at some parts, some suspense at some parts. I really enjoyed it, and Kurt Russell's really good in this movie. So I'm not going to keep rambling on about it, but it's definitely worth a watch. Definitely, try it out. Next,
I haven't seen it yet,
yeah,
but
it's
maybe
pretty
I
good.
will watch it.
Next on the list, number 14, is another sci-fi horror. Like, honestly, if we were doing a sci-fi list, this would be higher up, but since it's a horror list, it's a little lower. Aliens, I feel, is more sci-fi action. Alien, I feel, is more sci-fi horror. So I'm just going to talk about the first one. 1979. Ridley Scott, I believe, directed this one. Who has directed, The Martian. Seen The Martian, right?
I haven't seen that. I've seen part of it whenever I came in and saw my mom watching it. I didn't know he directed that.
I'm going to act like I didn't hear that. But, so yeah. One alien. It's pretty creepy. They're out in space.
Seems creepy.
A group of, it's got an eerie feel to it. And the alien is pretty much the predator of the movie. And,
And then we all know what
Sigourney
happens
Weaver
after that.
is
Predator
pretty
versus
awesome in here.
aliens. I mean...
Yeah, there's a showdown. Definitely worth a watch. I'm sure all of you have seen it already, so... Sorry.
Pretty sure, except for me.
Number 13.
Oh, ain't that the Steven Spielberg one, right?
Yes, this is Steven Spielberg, but this is also a Tobe Hooper film who did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, what are the odds? Like, those are totally...
Well, what I noticed about that film, it didn't seem like it had a mixture of horror, but it felt more like Steven Spielberg's E.T.
It's definitely like a theatrical horror movie. Like, it's really not that gritty. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of got like an E.T. meets Steven Spielberg. Well, they've already been met, so what am I talking about? It's like, you can tell it's a Steven Spielberg film, okay, people?
It did have that one gross scene. But to tell you the truth, my mom thought it was pretty scary, but when we look back, when she watched it again, it wasn't. Probably because when you first saw it back in the 80s, maybe.
Honestly, it's not that scary, but it is a good movie. 1982, another 82 movie. Same year as E.T. came out, so Spielberg was, big in that year. Craig T. Nelson's good in here. But apparently, the movies itself are supposedly cursed. The people that worked on the movie, because I know the girl died.
Two actors, I thought. So,
you might want to look into that. That'd be kind of cool to look into. But anyways, at 13, we have Poltergeist. This...
My dad actually likes this. I think he saw it in Mexico, maybe?
Here we go.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure.
Now, I have the whole collection, but I'm talking about the first one here. And... yes, it might be a silly concept, but is it a good movie? I think it actually is. Like, it's good for what it is. Trust me.
I haven't seen it, but...
it's good. Child's Play, the first one. Psycho Doll. What else do you need?
That's pretty...
No, it's about an escaped convict who I believe got voodoo spelled, and he goes into a doll's body, and he's the doll, and... it's kind of a slasher type deal, but it's a doll.
Is it kind of comedic?
There is funny. He's funny. I mean,
so it's basically comedic mixed with... it's dark comedy then, right?
Well,
there's Tucker... have you heard of Tucker and Dale?
It's not like that, though.
It's not like that,
more
but...
towards horror, supposedly. Yeah. But it's the 80s, and it's a doll, so there's things that are going to be funny. I mean...
yeah, my dad even liked this film.
This came out in 88, I believe. Chris Sarandon's in it, who's also going to be in another movie on this list, so you'll probably know what it is. Chris Sarandon's in Nightmare Before Christmas. He's a voice in there. Anyways, yeah. So, Child's Play. What was it? 12. Alright, number 11. This is an older one. This is kind of the first...
horror?
No. I wouldn't even consider it a slasher, so what am I talking about?
But you know what it does? It kind of plays with your mind a little bit.
Did you watch it with us?
Like the scenes, like, all right, just show them what it is.
Okay.
Before I explain.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I've got to say, this movie kind of played with your mind a bit. Like, they didn't even show the gritty, bloody stuff, but it made you kind of think.
It's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
If you actually think about it, based on a true story, let's say you're out in Texas, one of the cattle farm. These people are just some crazy cannibalistic creatures. And, yeah, Leatherface is a force to be reckoned with. I wouldn't mess with them. Unless you want to chainsaw to the skull.
What's crazy is that it's not like it doesn't show a lot of blood gush, but it's weird that it's disturbing when they don't even show it.
Yeah, it is a disturbing movie if you take it seriously.
It's just that they don't show, like, it's weird. You'd think blood flying right now.
Yeah.
You just see that he's doing something, but that's disturbing.
It's
that's
from 1974, so it's gotten old at this point, 40th anniversary. I can see it's not for everybody, but I mean, I kind of liked it. It's a disturbing factor, and he's, a horror icon at this point, Leatherface. So, yes.
Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they were all actually from the same thing.
Yeah, based on Ed Gein.
Except they separated it and made it two different
stories.
I think that actually happened in the 40s, the same time as The Exorcist.
Yes.
Same time. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on in the 40s.
And then when
I wasn't there.
Well, my granddad was from my mom's side.
Did he know Leatherface? Or did they meet? No. Okay, number 10. I have it. I don't know where it's at. That's the problem. At number 10, Fright Night. This is the other Chris Sarandon movie. It's a vampire movie, 1985. It's not extremely. I wouldn't say it's not popular. It's just not, remembered as much as some of the other ones on the list. But it's definitely a good movie. It's definitely one you should go watch. It's a good horror, 80s flick. It's about a kid. He's kind of obsessed with older horror movies.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. And the neighbor so happens to be a vampire. Nobody believes him.
Oh, I know that. They made a remake of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
nobody believes him. And, he goes on.
My mom saw that.
Wrong.
Saw that, I think.
Good movie. Yeah.
I think my mom liked the original better than the remake, but
Yeah.
they actually did do something kind of funny. They actually had the original guy, and he made a cameo appearance.
There was a second one. I heard it was horrible. I think your mom said she liked it though. I don't know.
Is it the remake?
No, this one's from. No, it's just Fright Night 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but maybe I'll check it out one day. Well, boys and girls, I wonder if you can guess what number 9 is. What if Jason had this much hair? Maybe he did at one point before his skull got burned.
Oh,
Friday the 13th. Okay, Friday the 13th. The first one. Honestly,
I mean, it looks interesting, but my mom never was scared of him except Michael Myers.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and, maybe once you first watch these, if you're young, you'll be scared. But it's Jason. Probably, I wouldn't say he's one of the biggest horror icons of all time. Of course, Jason Voorhees, hockey mask, machete, woods, lake.
And I have not seen the movies at all.
This is a slasher film, very popular one, that keeps on going. It's the gift that keeps on giving that nobody asks for.
And that, you know what's crazy? Yeah. I've always seen TV shows like The Walking Dead, Supernatural, even movies.
Oh my god.
They kind of seem like, I'm sure you've heard of Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece. They keep going on. Can they please stop?
I mean, here we go. Part 8. You want to know what this one's called? Jason Takes Manhattan. Who asked for Jason to be in New York? Nobody. He's at Camp Crystal Lake. The first one, okay. First one's not bad. Kevin Bacon's in it, 1980. A couple other ones in here are not bad, honestly. They're fun watches. They're fun, easy watches around the Halloween time.
But when
it's a slasher movie, Camp Crystal Lake, which I'm sure you've heard of if you've seen the movie. Basically, the boy was left for dead you know, while the camp counselors weren't watching him. And so... You'll
Is he a zombie or what?
In some of... Well, it's hard. I don't want to spoil it. I think you've all seen it, probably. So it's some of them...
Well, I mean, I haven't.
Well, okay. Just watch the movie, please. Thank you. Gosh! Sorry about that.
Okay, this is another one that see, I'm not really crazy about black and white film, but then this one was actually pretty good.
Yeah, this is when the list really started to get hard for me because I know this is a classic and it might be up there further for more people.
This is part of also the Texas Chainsaw Massacre story.
But this is my list, so I'm going to do it how I want. And at number 8, Psycho. 1960, Alfred Hitchcock in his prime, I would say, or, you know, around there. Yeah, this is a black and white film. This is, I would say, the first modern horror film, honestly, even though it's 1960. Before this, I mean, it was like a bunch of monsters. You know, there wasn't like I wouldn't say like a storied...
It was just
horror.
different.
Some of the Vincent Price ones were, but those are kind of different altogether. This is also ranked as, you know, one of the greatest movies of all time, not just horror movies. It's about a man who's got a split personality, who becomes obsessed with the girl, but his other personality, actually, I'm not going to tell you, because I want you going into this movie not knowing what to expect, because honestly, that would be a twist. I wouldn't say this is a slasher.
It's not really.
Psychological thriller, horror. Good movie. Yes, it's black and white, but you probably still like it. A lot of people.
Do they have the option to change it to color?
I don't know. I don't know if they've ever made a color, but there is a 2 and a 3, and I think a 4. 2, what I remember, I kind of liked it. I haven't seen the others.
I don't think Hitchcock never directed it though. He died.
Yeah. After this, you'll probably never want to take a shower again, but please do for the sake of others.
Oh, not to mention, the actress that actually did that part, she actually said after that she was kind of afraid to take a shower.
And that is Janet Leigh. Well, we'll get back to her later. Okay. Number 7, we're at?
Oh.
Okay, this is...
Without Helsing, I would not have even watched this film to begin with.
I hope that this is number 7. Yeah, I think this is number 7. Okay.
I wouldn't really... I mean, it's horror, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, definitely not the scariest movie on this list, but it is one of my favorites you can watch over and over and over. It's got good music, and it's The Lost Boys from 1987. Kiefer Sutherland, Corey Haim. I've heard that somebody else said this, but he said it right, so don't hate me. MTV meets vampires, and it's just a good teenage vampire movie, honestly.
It's better than Twilight.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's got the guy from Bill and Ted. He's back there. Yeah, so that's great. Basically, Diane Wieston is in this movie, if I'm saying her name right. Kids move to Santa Clara. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. I don't know.
Well,
but there's a vampire problem there. We'll say that. And Kiefer Sutherland is a vampire in this movie. And
Spoiler alert.
Say what?
Well,
don't.
Spoiler!
It's okay. It's okay, people. It's okay. But I still believe.
Anyways, yeah, good film.
Lather me up, give me a saxophone, and give me a 6-pack. I was in this movie, and I had a ponytail. But
my mom really liked this film.
But I still believe. No. Oh yeah, this is a great fun watch. Not that scary, but there's a couple twists in it. There's a couple little twists. Corey Feldman's in it, and I really like him in this movie.
Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy. Sammy, wait. Sam!
So grab your garlic. Okay, number 6. We're going